So a round of applause for Sandy.
There you go, you see.
When I said I want to write a book, Lisa said to me, what is it going to look like? And I actually had no idea. I had all these post-it notes, but had no idea what to do about it. So we divided it into three. So the first bit is what I call the 7 foundations of any good business. Because whether you're Google or you're a 2-man band, we all have the same foundations. It's how we use them. A lot of these books out there are very corporate talking. And it's like, well, I'm a 2-man band. How does that work for me? But then the second part is the bit that the post-it notes came, which is the top 10 problems I've always seen in businesses. Whether you're 2 people or 100, we all have the same problem. So what I've done is I've written in a way that you're literally getting me to do the problem solving. But what I want people to get from the book mainly is question yourself. People are afraid to ask questions about their own business. And what I want the book to do is give you permission, or just feel that you've got the permission to challenge why you do something the way you have. Because I'm sure you all have had the experience of, why are we doing that? Oh, we've always done it. No one challenges it. And the book is kind of trying to encourage people to actually question, because it's the questions that makes you successful. It really is. If you ask the right questions, you can achieve anything. And that's what I try to do with the book.
When I found out Sandy was writing a book, first of all I was impressed. I think most of us have got a book inside us, but we don't know how to get it out. People by people. And she's got a fantastic personality, and people are drawn to her. And I think that the event today has been just a fantastic showcase. And I'm sure the book's going to be a fantastic success.
And the last chapter in the book is purely about communication and understanding how to communicate, because you can have all these great ideas, but if you can't communicate so people understand, then it's not going to work. I mean, one of my favorite coaches, and everyone is Jurgen Klopp. He is very good at communicating changes he's trying to do, because some of the players are playing in positions that they don't naturally fit, but they do a good job. They know the purpose. It's not just, he wants to do that. So chapter 3 for me is probably one of the most important, because anyone can learn from it, and understanding as well different diversities in people. So whether you are dyslexic, dyspraxic, everyone processes information differently. And it's for people to be aware of that, because you can communicate something and only 50% of those people will actually understand what you just said. And the same with coaching. If you understand that some of your players process information differently, and so for me, chapter 3 is probably the one that can cross sports or business in general.
We're not talking about Liverpool either, who she supports, are we, at this present moment?
Hey, I've got Wrexham. Got Wrexham.
When I found out Sandy was writing a book, I was very surprised, I think, to start with knowing that she had the dyslexia like myself. But to get to that end goal now and what she wanted to do, you always knew she'd do it. If she says she's going to do something, she always, gets on and does that. All the family are very proud. She put so much work into it, and she's got to the end. I think all the family are immensely proud today. You mentioned it earlier on, the dyslexia side of things. We've got 2 dyslexics up here.
Yeah, never put us in the same team. I'm telling you, we're absolutely crap.
At Christmas on our word search and stuff like that, we always just end up drinking. So it's a much easier way of doing it. But dyslexia side of things, I know how hard it is. You know how hard it is. It's a difficult thing, and especially to go out there and write a book. Tell everybody about the dyslexic side of it. Does it drive you on because people think you can't do that, or what does the dyslexia side of it for you mean?
For me, I always knew there was something strange about me or weird, and I don't mean it or wrong about me, in the sense that I was
wasn't the dyslexia side of things. That.
It was growing up. I was able to learn all these languages on my own, but yet I couldn't read a page. I couldn't understand, how can someone be able to do something that some people find difficult and other people find easy? And I kind of obviously just left it thinking, it's just me. But then when it was Louis, when he got diagnosed, I went as well. And when they said to me, you're dyslexic, the relief I had that actually what I had was a skill, not a disability, that for me was the turning point. Because for all those years, I've never told anybody how hard I was struggling in whatever job I had. So when Louis was diagnosed and he found it really hard, he doesn't remember, but he did find it really hard because he saw it as a disability. And I said to him, look, your mom's dyslexic, but look what she's done. And I was telling him about all my, successes. And he said, well, Mom, you're just telling me that because you have to. Now, as a parent, that's the hardest thing to hear, that your child thinks that you're just saying something to make them feel better, and it's actually not true. So at one point, I was like, Mike, I have to do something. I can't just leave him thinking that he's not going to get anywhere in life because he's struggling. So I said, oh, I'll just start a company. I'll just start my own business. And I remember him saying, doing what? I'm like, I don't know. I'll just figure it out. But I wanted to use this as a way of showing Louis that despite what we have, you can still achieve anything. You just need to figure yourself out. So I started the Systems Link for Louis as a real life situation that he can see his mom going through the ups and downs, because he needs to know it's just reality. It's what we do with that makes a difference. So that's why I started. It was to show Louis that, look, your mom's doing it, you can do anything. And yeah, so 8 years on in May.
I think somebody who's got a big part of your life in business, which is Pete, who's your business coach, who's been around, Pete.
Cool.
You must be very proud of where she's come from being the business at the very start to where you are now.
It's been a journey. It hasn't been a smooth path. So I saw an early version of it and gave her some feedback, and then she went off and did a load of work. So it's been a full construction and a full journey because she puts her character and heart and soul into it.
Yeah, they're quite mean